And now, from 12 Studios, this is News 12 Now.
Today is Thursday, October 10th. Welcome to News 12 Now. I'm Kylee Dedmon. New this afternoon, a McAllister woman is headed to federal prison after pleading guilty to sexual exploitation of a child. 41-year-old Amanda Howerton was sentenced to 17 and a half years. Prosecutors say Howerton took photos of a child being sexually abused, then sold the images online. Howerton will not be eligible for parole. Paris police are investigating after a woman allegedly started a fire at someone's home on purpose. This happened around 10 last night on Northeast 12th Street. A report states the woman was living in the woods behind the home and had made threats to the residents that she was going to burn the home and a vehicle. Police say the woman started a fire in a pot and dropped it in front of the house. When the residents opened the door, she then ran back into the woods. Firefighters were able to put out the fire. And a dispute over a state boundary sparked by a misplaced water pumping station on Lake Texoma has been settled. Durant Representative Cody Maynard says Texas has agreed to swap Oklahoma a little under 1.5 acres of water property on Lake Texoma in exchange for the land where a North Texas Municipal Water District pump sits. The deal still has to be approved and finalized. Maynard says Texas will also pay Oklahoma $10 million as part of the settlement. Florida's governor says the extent of the damage from Hurricane Milton will become more clear throughout the day, but the deadly storm appears not to be as catastrophic as predicted. Still, at least 4 people are dead. Power is out to more than 3 million customers, and the threat of flooding in some areas remains. Manuel Porquez reports from Orlando.
Police and fire crews waded through flooded streets in Daytona Beach Thursday, helping people and pets get to safety. Across Florida, first responders carried out rescues through the night, including in Tampa, where a tree fell on a house with 15 people inside.
It's okay. You're okay.
Strong winds and heavy rain from Hurricane Milton pounded Tampa, causing serious flooding. But officials say the city was spared catastrophic storm surge when the Category 3 storm took a turn, making landfall about 70 miles south.
The storm was significant, but thankfully this was not the worst case scenario. The storm did weaken before landfall, and the storm surge, as initially reported, has not been as significant overall as what was observed for Hurricane Helene.
With the state still reeling from Helene, Milton brought new destruction.
You guys out there want to do something, start praying. That's the only thing that's going to fix this.
It tore the roof off Tropicana Field in St. Petersburg, and fire officials say it likely sparked this house fire in Brooksville, Florida.
Oh, violent tornado, violent.
The storm is also blamed for an outbreak of tornadoes, some of them deadly, even before it made landfall. Power lines are down, leaving millions without electricity. Manuel Bojorquez, CBS News, Orlando.
Turning to local weather here, meteorologist Brian Briggs is joining us. Brian, what can we be expecting for our weather here in Texoma?
Well, actually, we could be seeing maybe a few sprinkles out there this afternoon after a few thunderstorms early this morning for parts of Texoma at least. Mainly near the I-35 corridor, there seems to be a little bit of pocket of upper level support that, it just seems to be kind of lingering around there. So likely a lot of this, though, not reaching the ground, just considering that it is so dry below. Temperatures not having an issue warming up because of that. Even with the cloud cover out there, they're anywhere from the upper 70s to low to mid 80s. So we are fast tracking to a warm afternoon, warmer than where we're supposed to be for this time of the year. And then we're going to be kind of cooling off tonight. But either way, Thursday night football, any sort of outdoor activities looking pretty good. A little bit warm, but honestly it could be a lot worse out there. And we actually have another chance for a few showers and storms tomorrow morning. Then near record temperatures, if not record heat by this weekend. But if you're sick of the heat and the summer-like conditions, we do see a big change in the pattern as we head into next week. So we're going to break down all the latest thinking here in just a little bit. Till then, back to you, Kylie.
All right, thank you, Brian. President Joe Biden says the federal government is ready to help victims of Hurricane Milton. Biden told Florida residents, "We've got your back." He also slammed what he called the reckless and irresponsible spread of misinformation and lies about the government's storm response. CBS News' Willie James Inman has more.
Former President Trump has led this onslaught of lies.
Speaking from the White House Wednesday night, President Biden blasted misinformation being spread by former President Donald Trump.
They're saying that money needed for these crises are being diverted to migrants. What the heck are they talking about? Stop it. It's outrageous. It's just not true.
But on the campaign trail in Pennsylvania, Trump continued to spread the false claim that FEMA is diverting disaster relief funds to migrants.
They say they had no money. You know where they gave the money? To illegal immigrants coming in.
Trump's running mate, J.D. Vance, echoed the same false narrative.
Unfortunately, under Kamala Harris's leadership, you've got FEMA, which is doing resettlement and relocation for illegal immigration. FEMA should take care of American citizens when a disaster strikes.
FEMA has repeatedly challenged those claims.
Absolutely false. There has been no money at all taken from the Disaster Relief Fund to support anything other than our ability to help people.
Biden also singled out Republican Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene from Georgia after a series of posts on X, and specifically one last week, saying that yes, they can control the weather.
Marjorie Taylor Greene, the Congresswoman from Georgia, is now saying the federal government is literally controlling the weather. We're controlling the weather. It's beyond ridiculous. It's so stupid. It's got to stop.
And as Hurricane Milton approached Florida, Governor Ron DeSantis had this warning about misinformation.
You know, we live in an era where if you put out crap online, you can get a lot of people to share it and you can monetize that. That's just the way it is.
The White House says it has dispatched thousands of personnel, 20 million meals, 40 million liters of water, and pre-positioned Pentagon assets to help with search and rescue efforts. And that's on top of the resources already deployed to the region in response to Hurricane Helene. Willie James Inman, CBS News, the White House.
Turning to local news now, News 12 obtained documents from Sherman ISD's investigation into controversial decisions made regarding the high school's production of the musical Oklahoma. Last year, the district announced a new rule that students could only play characters that match their birth genders. This meant several members of the student cast, including a transgender male, wouldn't be allowed to play their roles. Sherman's Board of Trustees reversed the decision and launched an investigation detailed in an 8-page report. The report claims Superintendent Dr. Tyson Bennett was behind all the controversial decisions, saying they were based on his personal beliefs, that he overreacted and failed to fully investigate the situation. Well, it's been 5 years since a massive fire devastated downtown Denison. The fire broke out at Luxor Nails and Spa on Main Street, burning for hours. The fire displaced 3 families and destroyed 3 local businesses. Denison Fire determined it was an accident likely caused by a faulty appliance. Since then, Denison has been rebuilding, and soon there will be a new visitor center in that same spot.
We just remain committed to making sure that we are taking the next steps and to rebuild. And so I wouldn't have thought that it would take us 5 years, but we have been working diligently all this time.
The building will also house city offices and the tourism department. The city plans to move in before March. Well, Good Samaritans in Houston ran straight into flames to pull a man from a burning 18-wheeler. The fire was so intense that drivers couldn't even tell what was burning. Alex Borgeron has video of the dramatic rescue.
Is there a guy? Is that guy driving it? Is still in there?
A critical situation where every second counts. Dalinex Vargas and her 3 girls watching from the car, realizing someone was burning in those flames.
Oh my God. Mama. I just went again into the car to move forward, and then that's when they took the guy from the fire scene.
2 men emerging from the billowing black smoke with the victim's limp body, one using his own shirt to put out the fire still burning on the man's lower half. Meanwhile, Vargas starts pulling up the car, looking for ways to help that wouldn't put her kids at risk.
The girls started looking for something like water inside the car, and we gave them water so they can put the fire out of his clothes.
Vargas, concerned there was a language barrier, also offered to translate. Houston police say the man's 18-wheeler rolled over and caught fire, but couldn't tell us who was at fault or anything about the smashed-up cars on scene.
There was a pickup truck, there was a blue car. That one was very messed up.
She says she and her girls prayed for the victim and the strangers who risked their lives to save him.
You don't know if the truck is gonna explode or what, but they still got into it and helped. So it's hope that there's still good people.
Thank you for watching today's News 12 Now. Make sure to subscribe so you find out why Texoma turns to us. You can also follow us on Instagram and Facebook, where you'll see more social media exclusive content. Want more News 12 Now? Watch us live every weekday through the KXII app on your phone or TV and through our website.